Oh, you're going to have to excuse me. I'm on my morning treadmill run. But I had a really interesting question that I thought I would pose to you, and perhaps I would get some insight into how you gentlemen feel about this. It is a classic sexual dynamic dating question that one of my followers on Twitter sent me. He's a younger guy. He's about 20, and he's concerned about the prospect of taking a woman on a date and paying for their meal, their activity, their interaction, right? Because he's he's a young guy. He's only got, I don't even actually think he has a part-time job, and he's curious. He's saying, Joseph, I really like this girl. I want to take her out. I want to show her a good time, but I don't have. I can pay for me, fine, but I'm worried what she will think if I don't offer to pay or pay the entirety of the activity. Now, I don't believe there is a correct well, actually, I do think there's an incorrect answer, but I don't believe technically there is a correct answer, quote unquote. It's really what type of man you want to be. The answer is predicated on what kind of man you want to be and what kind of woman you want to be with, right? So a lot of you guys who are listening to Andrew Tate and personalities where they're perhaps speaking a more red pill rhetoric are going to want to play into that classic masculine role. Hopefully the mature masculine role is how I like to describe it. Meaning you want to be the provider, you want to be the leader. If you are going to play that role out, be the provider, and you want your woman to take on a more feminine role, then you have to do things that are indicative of a provider, which means if you invite a woman out for a date, there is no hesitation in your mind that you are going to pay for the meal, you're going to pay for the activities that you do, because you are embodying that role of a provider. I like to think of it, when you are first courting a woman, I'm very old fashioned, I only court women, I don't date women. When you're courting a woman, your initial interactions are going to tell her a lot about the kind of man you are and the kind of relationship that you want. Meaning, if you are paying for the activities, you are initiating a relationship predicated on traditional values. Meaning, if you show your hands, you're showing your cards, I'm the provider here. I'm the leader here. I'm the captain of this ship. Follow me. That's what you're showing her, right? That you want to play that role. You're happy playing that role. You want to play that role. Simple as. Now, what if you're not sure? What if you don't know if this is the woman that you want to be in a relationship with? Because that can happen. And I've been in that situation before where I've taken a woman out on the date and I've realized halfway through the date, Jesus Christ, you're broken. Maybe that's uncompassionate. You are possessed by some kind of ideology, and you're not for me. You're not for me, miss. What do you do? Well, I think in those situations I have given her the benefit of the doubt and I've just paid for the meal anyway, and I've maybe sent a message later saying, hey, had a good time. I hope you enjoyed yourself, but there's no romantic interest for me there. Fair enough. You can wash your hands with the whole affair. Some men, and this is typically why I don't take women out for dinner the first date because of this situation. I take them out for drinks because you can leave afterwards. Some men will go Dutch. We'll go 50-50, right? And this is what a young man is, has some problems around. Is I really just want to go Dutch in this kind of situation here. Right? Do I think there's anything wrong with going Dutch? I don't think there's anything wrong with going Dutch. But it tells the woman a different story if you are going to go Dutch, if you're going to go 50-50. The difference is I want to pursue a relationship that's predicated on, not on traditional values, on equal values. Meaning we are both going to play parts of being a provider, and we're also going to play parts of being a nurturer, right? And this is a blending of our, biology, of our masculine and of our feminine energies, right? And this don't underestimate how powerful this can be, because her mind's going to go either one way or another way in response to what you do in this kind of situation. So you have to ask yourself, even before you take a woman out on a date, or even if you're interested in women, is what kind of role do I want to play in a relationship? Do I want to have a blurring of those traditional values, or do I want to stick to them, right? If you're I don't like the word high value. If you're a man who's congruent with his principles, you know exactly what you want, she's going to respect what you want. And there's going to be no problem there. If she doesn't, then she doesn't want to play that role, right? You might get, and I've had this in a situation where a woman's been insistent that she wants to pay 50% for the meal or 50% for the activity. Or maybe I get the meal and she, pays for, cinema tickets or something like that. And, what does that communicate to you? That she wants to contribute on some kind of level to the relationship, to the activity. It depends what you want. Some men won't like that because they want to be the sole provider. Some men actually find it very endearing that she wants to also play a role in providing. Your behavior and her behavior is going to tell you a lot about what she and what you will expect in the future relationship. So what did I say to this guy? I said, do you want to be a provider? Or do you want to pursue a relationship predicated on a blending of those traditional roles? And he said, no, Joseph, I want to be the provider. I said, well, you shouldn't be taken on a date then, because you cannot provide yet, right? And this is the trouble for a lot of you young guys and I know you've heard this again and again and again, not from me, well, from me and from other people as well, is that you are more valuable later on in life, right? I'm 28 now. I haven't even begun to peak. I'm going to start to peak or climbing up that peak when I get into 30 years old. So I've got 2 more years left, right? I'm going to have more financial assets. I'm going to have more disposable income. I'm going to be bigger. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to have more social experience. I'm going to be more intelligent. My diet's going to be better. Again, all these factors are just going to add and compile and compound onto one another. And I'm going to be able to say, I'm going to be able to, I can play that provider role now, no problem. But I'm going to have that and more. I'm going to be able to do more extravagant, dates and, take women to, different countries if I want to. I could do that now, but I suppose it'd be a little bit less anxiety provoking, right? You get the picture of what I'm trying to communicate here, guys. It's all about what are your means, what are you able to do, and are you comfortable in being able to play that role? Think first. Why am I wanting to go into this courting process, this dating process? And if the answer is I want a long-term relationship or I want a wife, how do I want to show my wife how I'm going to behave in marriage? Is it 50-50 everything? Always 50-50? Or is it, no, I'm taking charge, I'm taking the lead? Something to meditate on. Anyway, speak soon.